today's video, a little white raptor thinks he's finally found safety in numbers, but then Dilos and Gigas arrive. The little Utahraptor hatched in an abandoned nest. With no family to protect him or feed him, he had no choice but to brave the dangers of the Isle on his own and take care of himself. His snow-white skin was bright even in the darkness of the night, and there were predators afoot who would be able to spot him before he could even hear, smell, see, or even sense that he was in danger. In the black distance, the calls of a raptor pack echoed down the mountain, and the little raptor began an arduous climb to the top in search of family and safety. His little feet slip on the steep terrain. Nearer to the top, the wind gets stronger, almost strong enough to push him off the side of the mountain. But he manages to scramble to the top, spurred on by the calls of fellow raptors. However, the raptors are not the only animals sounding off in the night. The terrifying screeches and ominous hooting of Dilophosaurus interrupt the raptor's broadcasts, but the little white raptor is too young to even know to be afraid. Sat atop the mountain is Radio Tower. A large pack of raptors have claimed it as their territory. The steel fence surrounding the base of the structure provides safety from less agile predators, and the light at the top of the tower is a beacon that guides stray raptors home. Circling that safe haven like sharks in the water is a pair of hungry Dilophosaurus. The night is their domain, no matter whose territory they're in. The little white raptor reaches the tower and freezes at the sight of an unfamiliar silhouette. One of the Dilophosaurus circles the infant and studies it curiously. The little white raptor calls out, trying to communicate with this strange being, but gets no response. The second Dilophosaurus joins, and it too does not attack the little raptor. Whether it's kindness that the species was previously thought to be incapable of, or sheer confusion at the white raptor's lack of fear in their presence, the Dilophosaurus pair settles next to the baby, leaving him unharmed. When the pack starts to get riled up, the Dilos get up and disappear into the cloak of night. The little white raptor is more distrusting of the raptors than it is of the Dilophosaurus pair that terrorizes the pack. After all, he's been abandoned by his own family. He doesn't know he can trust this pack to take care of him. They do not communicate with him, simply staring at him through the steel fencing with their glowing eyes. They do not accept this pale newcomer as part of their pack. The little white raptor decides to leave. He will return when he's older and stronger. He darts off into the unknown with his belly already half empty. The Dilophosaurus pair continues to pester the raptor pack at Radio Tower, which is a lucky break for the little Utah who gets left alone. Through the howling wind, he hears the call of an Orodromius. This dinosaur is still bigger than him, but even more defenseless. So he tracks down the Oro and slays it with a single bite. The meal is more than enough to fill him up. He could camp by the body and snack on it until dawn before leaving to look for water, but he cannot risk outstaying his welcome on the mountain. If the Dilophosaurus pair gets frustrated enough with their futile attempts to coax the raptors out of their gilded cage, their mercy could run out and they could deliver that killing bite after all. With his belly full, he moves on, leaving the raptor pack behind, but vowing to himself that he will return once he has grown, once he has proven that he can fend for himself. After a short rest, he starts a perilous journey in the dark towards a water source. The nearest lake, however, sounds crowded by larger animals. A little older and a little wiser, the little raptor decides not to traipse over as he did under the threat of the Dilo pair. Instead, he moves on. He will find water elsewhere where it will be safer. Of course, nowhere on the Isle is truly safe. Along the way, he hunts down a Psittacosaurus and rests his little legs. Meanwhile, he gets more and more thirsty, and the situation becomes dire as every water source he can sniff out in the night is guarded by big predators. Finally, dawn breaks, and he reaches a river where he can quench his thirst. His need for water is too great to waste too much time being cautious, so he dunks his head into the river and drinks greedily. It's been a long night, and he will need to feed again soon to sustain his growing body and replenish all the energy he used sprinting aimlessly through the forest, evading unseen terrors of the night. He scours the forest for food, sniffing in hopes of tracking down scraps to scavenge, but there are no easy meals to be found on this isle. When he finally hears the call of prey, he must investigate, even if it means getting into the territory of a large, aggressive dinosaur that could easily trample his fragile body. He tracks down his prey, an Avaceratops, completely unaware that with enough dedication, this little raptor poses a threat to its life. He delivers bite after bite. The Avaceratops remains unfazed until it realizes it's getting lightheaded from blood loss. In an attempt to escape its own fate, it makes a run for it, but with its heart pumping, it bleeds itself out and it collapses among the trees. It's the first big meal for the little white raptor, but the area is not safe enough to feast in peace. He's close to an area where mega herds and mega packs conglomerate at the center of the island, and nearby, another Avaceratops is being hunted. Its cries could very well alert the bigger dangers that lurk on the plains just beyond the trees. He fills his belly as fast as he can, spilling blood as he rips at the flesh. With his hunger satiated, he runs for cover, running as fast as he can, and then he finds a tree to rest under. The white raptor emerges from his hideout bigger and stronger. A growth spurt has taken him from juvenile to a young adult. He is halfway up the mountain, back to Radio Tower, and he wonders if the raptor pack has made it through the night. As he makes his way over, he finds a carcass so thoroughly eaten that it's unrecognizable. It could be one of the raptors, one of the Dilos, or simply one of their meals. Whatever it was, it's food now and fair game. He fills up before closing the distance to Radio Tower. Once he is close, he approaches with caution. A Utahraptor stands guard atop the structure, and it's quickly apparent the stranger is not alone. The white raptor gives a friendly call. This time, the pack responds to his communications. Perhaps because he has proven himself to be a survivor, growing to adulthood on his own in spite of the dangers and his bright skin. Finally, he has found a new family. The raptor pack accepts him as one of their own. The pack is enormous and has successfully driven away the Dilophosaurus pair and slayed a third younger Dilo. With water and plenty of food around, the pack thrives and the white raptor is relieved to have found a new family and a new home. It is a peaceful moment, but once the golden glow of the sunset fades away, the warm day is replaced by a cold, wet night. And the Dilophosaurus return. Members of the pack go beyond the safety of the steel fence to feed, and that's when the Dilophosaurus ambush them. They steal the food and kill a pack member. The white raptor remembers them from when he was only a baby. They have another juvenile, the other one they lost to the raptors the previous morning. No mercy from the Dilophosaurus this time. They even try to bite the raptors through the steel fence. But they are not the biggest threat the raptor pack will face, because inevitably dawn will come again and shift the power dynamic in favor of the quicker and more agile Utahraptors. The Dilos scurry away with the promise to repeat their reign of terror the next night. However, everything would change before then. Mere moments after the Dilophosaurus left, a mega pack of Gigas arrives at Radio Tower. They make quick work of the raptor bodies left behind by the pack of Dilophosaurus, and then, with their newly acquired taste for Utahraptor flesh, they surround the Radio Tower. another show of strength, most Gigas retreat into the tree line where they lie in ambush to pick off any raptor that attempts to leave when they need food or drink. The white raptor manages to make it out and make his way to a pack member who has a kill waiting, but now he can't return to the tower and he needs water anyway. Most of the group members are either starving, dehydrated, or both after waiting out the Dilophosaurus the entire night, only to be surrounded by the mega pack of Giganotosaurus who would not relent all day. With a heavy heart, the pack has to surrender their territory as they are unable to hunt or drink. The individual members all make a break for it, hoping that with the chaos and their speed on their side, they can escape the Giga-infested forest. The white raptor nearly runs straight into the jaws of one of the waiting Gigas. They are truly everywhere. A pack of well over 15 Utahraptors has dwindled to only 6 surviving members. All others were caught in the ambush. The survivors drink, but they can't stay. A Giga Scout has already spotted them. However, just as they needed water, the members also need food. A little Parasaurolophus is at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he becomes the energy the remaining 6 need to vacate the area as the Dilophosaurus return as well, just as they had promised. Full of food and water, and with the heavy downpour of rain hiding their tracks, the pack leaves the area that they have dominated for so long. They travel across the island in search of a new place to call home. Racing through the dark, one of them makes one wrong step and falls down a cliff. Now only 5 remain. At dawnbreak the next day, they have found their new domain, and when the white raptor encounters a young Giga, he can't help but react. This Giga will now feed the next generation of Utahraptor. If you want to see more immersive The Owl content from me, something like this, leave a like and a comment on the video. That helps both me and the algorithm know that this is the kind of content you want. I also recommend that you check out the awesome channels OwlTime and Islander if you like watching the owl gameplay without silly screaming and stuff like that. Both are very skilled The Owl players who make excellent content, which is both exciting and relaxing, and definitely my inspiration to try out something sort of similar, but without the skilled fighting. I've linked their channels in the description box. I think you're really gonna enjoy their content. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the game.